Um, it's okay. First of all, I want to compliment and congratulate Seamus McCormack, Niall Nally, and all the hard-working committees in making a huge success of the annual Goldsmith Literary Festival. And you're getting great support, you need great support, and hopefully it will be ongoing. I would also like to compliment Longford County Council for the huge work they're doing in developing the cycleways and the walkways. It's all it's the way things are going now, outdoor recreation. But I also want to say that I come from Westmeath, and when the cycleway or the walkway comes to Mullingar, it also branches towards Athlone. And we also have, and I want to, first of all, it's great, we all work together, counties amalgamate, but in Athlone we do have Boxermore. And when Minister Ross comes to Athlone, hopefully he will have a word in Boxermore's ear and remind him that Athlone is we don't have the privilege of the Bordamona Bridge across the Shannon. Maybe Bordamona will build another bridge. Anyway, that's compliments to everybody. Okay, my name is Tom Reid. I'm from Killinure, which is 3 or 4 miles south of Lissoy, where Goldsmith spent some time. And also, while I don't want making comparisons within the counties, Lissoy is in County Westmeath. The Kilkenny Church is in County Westmeath. So we're very proud. In Westmeath, we're also very proud of Goldsmith, and we want to work with you to make it happen and continued success on that. Okay, I was born and reared in Killinure House, which I inherited in 1961. It was a farm, so I was a farmer because I was the youngest of 5 after 4 girls, and it was very important in the farming world then. There had to be a boy to continue the farming. So I was relatively young when I inherited and took over the farm, and that was the farm as it was in 1962. This was 1963. In the meantime, I met this lovely girl called Reid, and we were both very young. We're still very young. And that is, on the right, that's my mother, and then the Shep, the dog, or banker, I'm not quite sure. But that was very important. The dog is also very important in the farming scene. So the farming then, I suppose I was an enthusiastic and I was probably a progressive farmer. I did my best, and this was in round about the 1970s. The farming scene changed in that then instead of letting the animals run around the fields during the winter, we built sheds to house them. And there was great movement in the early 70s building slatted sheds, and you might notice the ones, you probably notice the silage pits in the background, and then more forward are the roofs of the slatted sheds. And we used to house 300 cattle in those. And it was a great success, and it was great movement, and I was one of the pioneers, and I used to have a lot of visitors from other counties, including Longford, to show them how to do those things. Okay, so I spent my years farming and improving the land. I mean, it was about 240 acres. It was good land. It was too good to let into wildlife and birds and all that kind of thing. So I spent my time reclaiming and draining and all that kind of thing. And eventually I discovered that I had done nearly everything I could do with the farm. Things are changing in the farming scene. When we joined Europe in 1972, all the farmers in Ireland, not all the farmers, some of the farmers in Ireland and Europe, we got too efficient. and we were producing too much food, which wasn't really needed. It was being bought by governments and put into great big cold stores. And while one was being paid for it, there wasn't much sense of achievement in continuing to do this. The other thing that happened around that time is there was environmentalists were taking a great interest, and there was green was the in word and the buzzword, and some of the farmers weren't 100% conscientious in what they were feeding their animals. I couldn't go this route. It was one of the reasons that I looked very hard at ways of using the land without producing food, which was already overproduced. So then we decided to build a golf course, and we hired Christy O'Connor Jr., who was our designer, and he was a great guy. Now the picture you see there is hugely significant, because that is when we built the golf course, and we built a state-of-the-art, wonderful golf course. This was our state-of-the-art clubhouse. In the hay shed, in the porta cabins, the car on the left was the managing director's car, and the one on the right was Fidelma's car, who was the manager. And in those porta cabins, and Fidelma operated all of those. She had her office in the middle, she had her catering facility on the left-hand side, she had the men's and ladies' changings on the right-hand side, and that's where we started. This is hugely significant, because as time went on, there were more golf courses built. There were state-of-the-art clubhouses, there were state-of-the-art hotels, there were multi-million pounds that was then spent on them. A lot of them are now not owned by the people who created them and built them, because they spent too much money, and the banks got nervous, and the banks offered them for sale for a fraction of the cost of building them. Now we did develop from there. This is Fidelma with a rake helping us to rake the golf course for reseeding. Now look, we had state-of-the-art, we had very good people building the golf course, and we did a very good job. This is Killiore House, where I was born and reared. This is the 18th green. So this is when we were developing into a golf course. If you look at the cars on the right, that would have been where Fidelma's state-of-the-art clubhouse was with the porta cabins. So, okay, this is in 2010. Just to go back to building the hotel, in 2001, we built 29 bedrooms. In 2006, we built 36 bedrooms, so now we had 65 bedrooms. But we still didn't have the infrastructure, the kitchens, the bars, to cater for all of those things. In the meantime, while golfing grew and grew and grew and was going uphill for 15 years, we all remember 2008, when everything, including golf, just slid down the other side. So we were faced with a situation. We had a beautiful golf course. We weren't getting enough golfers to fill the golf course and the hotel, so we decided to build a state-of-the-art banqueting suite, kitchens, bars. We are now doing weddings. That is very much a success. We are doing 100 weddings in the year. Now Fidelma is my technology manager, and she's rushing me. I just want to say that was in 2010, that was stage 4. 2016, we built a state-of-the-art golf teaching facility. And while I might as well tell you, I'm not very much into technology. That's why I have Fidelma here. Fidelma is my daughter, who makes everything happen in the golf and hotel. But while I say I'm not into technology, to mow the golf range, I have 2 big mowers. Some of you might have robot mowers for mowing your lawns, but those are great, big things, and it takes 2 of them. And I really love them, because they go all day, all night, Saturday, Sunday, bank holiday, they never stop. That gives me great pleasure. This is, it was a quote from that Dermot Gleeson in the Irish Times wrote. It was made by Breda and said, "Heaven even when it wasn't a golf course," which it was. And in case I didn't say enough about Breda already, she's my rock and support and still does, and she's great. And of course, Fidama, all the family indirectly are involved in what we're doing. Yeah, okay, I just want to mention, would you bring up the IFA and the... Yeah, I was involved when I was farming very much in the IFA. I was national president of the Irish Grassland Association. I was a founder member and past president of Athlone Rotary Club. I was national president of Scoil International. Now, Scoil International is a worldwide travel and tourist association. Now, I'm very proud, I was very proud of being made national president of an international travel and tourism, because as you all know, I didn't grow up in the tourism business, and it gave me a great kick to be involved in those things. So a few other things I'm involved in. I'm president and founder of Glasson Golf and Country Club, Golf Owners Association, Golf Business Association, past director of Westmeath Community Development, past director of Westmeath County Enterprise Board. People say to me, when are you going to retire? And my answer to that is, it'll be either before or after the funeral. And the other thing is, people ask me, how is the golf going? And I say to them, do you play golf? And they say no. And I say, that's the problem. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for attention, and continued success to the Goldsmith Literary Festival.